I'm a mentor, and I work with a lot of young people. And one of the questions I always pose is, do you dream? And I don't just mean conventionally, like when you're sleeping. It's aspirations. Do you have aspirations? When you was a child growing up, what do you dream to be when you grow up? And a lot of the time, when I speak to these young people, the answer is, I don't. And I'm a writer myself, I'm a poet, and I think there's probably a few other writers in the room. And just a question I'd like to ask is, when you're stuck for inspiration or you've lost the will to dream, where do you go to find that inspiration?
Can I answer? I use this image a lot with children when I go to schools. And because dreams are really important, but in a way you've got to visualize what a dream is. So, and I seem to be talking a lot about my son when I do actually have two other children, which I'm sorry about that. But he was doing very badly at school. He's severely dyslexic. He was failing. And so I asked him, if he was a dream, what was his car? What car was his dream in? What kind of car did he imagine himself to be? And he said, I'm a Lamborghini, which is a great car. It's an out-of-the-box car. It doesn't think. And I said, okay, that's a fabulous car. So what gear are you in? He said, what do you mean, what gear am I in? I said, you've got these dreams. So what gear is your dream in? And he said, I'm in second. I said, okay. So you're driving the Lamborghini that's got 7 gears and you're in second gear. This is really bad for the car. I mean, you're doing multiple damage now to the car. You should get up the gears. And he goes, okay, if you're so clever, could you tell me what kind of car you are? And I said, simple. I'm the most battered up Morris Minor you'll ever find in the world. But I have the best starter engine ever. And I said, it doesn't matter what car you're driving. It's what dream you have. You've just got to get that starter engine going and never lose it.
Because we have so much in common, continuing that car. If you go on my website, you'll see that when I came to imagining what car I wanted, I thought, Lamborghini, Ferrari, I want to make my own car. Wow. I want a car that no one else has got. So I took a chassis of the basic body of a TR7 and completely did something original. And every time I drive that car, people go, what is that? And the only time I've ever been stopped by the police, he stopped me and he's really embarrassed and said, look, I shouldn't do this. I don't want to know, what kind of a car is this? I know it's a bit of a cliche, but sometimes you've got to dream outside the box. Mm-hmm. When I was about 8 years old, I knew I wanted to be a poet. I knew I wanted to write poetry that had rhythm in it, that was kind of musical, that I didn't use the word politics, that made comment about the world that we live in, that was serious and funny at the same time, and I knew where I wanted to go. I wanted to put it on television, I wanted to put it on stage. I knew that one day I wanted to make it to Snape and places like that. And then when I was a teenager, people kind of took these dreams away from me. They told me that I've got to be a car mechanic or a paint and decorator, the job that black people did back then, or on the other side they were saying they've got to get involved in a world of crime. It wasn't until I was at rock bottom I said, let me go back to that dream I had when I was 8 years old. It may have seemed naive, but I can do it. And I got out of bed one day in the middle of a massive crisis. I mean, I was at war with another gang. We were shooting each other. 2 of my friends got shot. My guys were shooting their guys. The police were looking for us, and I just went, I don't want to do this anymore. And I just went back to that dream. I went to make that dream a reality that I had when I was 8 years old. Life is not a kind of intellectual exercise, so, you know, I'm not all the time kind of analysing my dreams. If I get a kind of anything that's anywhere near a writer's block or I'm not sure what to do next, I just go and play football, or go and drive my car or something, and go and do something that's really absolutely normal. And You know, I remember once I used to play football with a lot of kids, and one kid, my writing room was at the front of the street, so you'd open the window and the street was there. And this kid, he's only about 10, throws a stone, Benjamin. I go, what? Football, man. I go, no, I'm working on my novel. He's like, football, man. I go, I'm working on my novel. He goes, get somebody to do it for you, come on. And I'm sitting there going, oh, yeah, football, man. I just want to play football. I came back and I was full of ideas, so.
Fantastic, thank you so much. And Sally, do you want to do your poem? We're going to finish with a poem that Sally's written.
This is about the most embarrassing thing one can do in front of Benjamin.
You won't do it later on.
That's not the most embarrassing thing. Anyway, I'm going to try and do it without looking at it, because it might be easy. And this is called Disobey Me. And I wrote this...
Disobey Me.
Disobey Me. And I wrote this for the Dyslexic Week that's coming up in November. And I wanted to call it a hip-hop poem, but I was told that I didn't have the right street cred for it, and I was too old. And so it's a flip-flop poem for Flipside. And it's called Disobey Me. They told me I was dyslexic, didn't describe me, belonged in a library of words I can't spell. No matter how many times they tell you, just try harder, sound it out, simple when you think about it. Stop giving me the third degree. Don't put me down. Don't make me fret. I cannot learn my alphabet. It doesn't go in any logical order. And all this stress is giving me attention deficit. At school, they told me to go it alone. At school, I wanted to go it alone. They said that was unwise. They told me I was unteachable. I was unreachable, stuck in a classroom, broken by buttons, by rules and lies. But I don't like the little words. They always disobey me. The does, don't, and is higher than the do, should, be. So they tested me, they corrected me, they found my results poor, and they told me I wasn't concentrating and they expected more. And I did my best, but I never made the school. And I think about Chaucer in those freedom days, when no one found your spelling faulty for little extra E's and A's. And Mr. Shakespeare, would they let him write his plays? And woe is me might just be graffiti in a bog, and Hamlet the knave he came to call his prize fighter dog. But I don't like the little words. They always disobey me. The does, don't, and is higher than a do, should, be. So you call yourself a writer? That's absurd. How do you write if you can't spell the words? It's not the way I spell that makes me want to write. It's the way I see the world that makes me want to fight. And I challenge you to see the words as I do, to feel them sting your skin, the meaning often shocking, the way the nib goes in, to relish discombobulate, not to moderate your passion, not to murder language in an artificial fashion. Words are our servants. We are not their slaves. It matters not the way we spell them, it matters what they say. But I don't like the little words, they always disobey me. The does, don't, and is higher than do, re, mi.
Yeah!
Regardless of the labels that they've had put on them in the past, and it gives us all inspiration.
Hell yeah.
Thank you very much.